In this video, I'm going to show you how to model the battle top for 3D printing. So first thing I did was create a new document in our 3D printing folder, called it battle top. Now I'm going to create a new sketch on the top face. So the first thing we need to do when modeling this is create the attachment point so that we can spin the battle top up with the drill. So that attachment point is going to be standard across all of your battle tops, and this is going to be that first step to modeling it. So first thing I'm going to do is create a circle. I'm going to dimension that circle to 0.75 inches, just like found on the blueprint, and go ahead and finish that sketch. Now we're going to extrude that circle at a dimension of 0.5, also found on the blueprint, and hit the green check mark. So now we have a cylinder here that's extruded. So we're going to do something you probably haven't done before. We're going to do plane. We're going to make sure that we are on tangent plane, and then we're going to select on our cylinder. So what this is going to do is allow us to draw a shape on the side of the cylinder so that we can create those spurs for our attachment point. So we're going to do a new sketch on that plane once we have it created. And I'm going to use the use/project tool. Go ahead and project our cylinders there. And then draw a line just diagonal across here. Now we can go ahead and use our dimension tool, dimension from this top line to this point, and that's going to be 0.25 like found on the blueprint. So now that our angle's correct, so that we know it's going to match up with our attachment, we're going to go ahead and hit the green check mark. And before we do that, let's draw a line across this top to close in that shape. Now green check mark. Now we're going to use the extrude tool. We're going to use remove, and we're going to remove that half of that diameter, so that's going to be 0.375. So now you can see we've got one side there. How do we go about getting the second side? Well, we could do what we just did, draw it again on the other side, or if we go up here to this drop down and do circular pattern, make sure you're on feature pattern, select this for your feature, select the axis of pattern is going to be the cylinder, and then our instance count is going to be 2. Now the other box you're going to want to check is reapply features. So now if we hit the green check mark, we can see we just patterned that shape right to the other side. Super easy. So now we have our attachment point. Like I said, that's standard among all of your guys' battle tops. And we're going to go ahead, hide that plane, and now we need to actually make the spinning top part. So to do that, I want to create a new sketch on this plane right here. And I'm going to go ahead and start with just drawing a line down the middle here. Now your max dimension for your battle top is going to be 2 inches tall. So I can go ahead and make this line 1.5 because I've already have the ½ inch from the attachment. Now I can add another 1.5 onto the bottom. So from here, get creative with it. Kind of make, we can make our point if you want to add a little flat on the point, depending on if you think that might spin better. And then we can just kind of draw out our battle top here. Now, keep in mind when you're doing this, so this is going to be about half of the battle top. So kind of envision that you slice the top in half and you're looking at a slice of it, and then we're going to actually revolve this to create that shape. So when we're dimensioning to get our max dimension of 3 inches, from this center point to this edge needs to be 1.5 max because that's half of 3. So we have our point there. We can go ahead and kind of move stuff around. Make sure that you close that shape so that it's a solid. And you can mess around with this, get all the different angles you'd like, however you want it to look, get creative with it. Once you're ready, go ahead and hit the green check mark. We're going to use a revolve tool, select your shape, go to revolve axis, and select this line. So now you can see what that's doing is that's revolving our shape around so that we have a complete spinning top here. So now we can see we have our battle top here. Now I wouldn't stop there. We want this thing to go into battle. So you could go ahead, you could add some spikes on the top. I'm going to go ahead and actually select this here, and I'm just going to use the text tool again, and I'll just put my initials there. So get kind of crazy with it. Again, we can use the transform tool to move this around. Add any decoration you want to it. You could add a logo to it as well if you'd like. I just want you to have fun with it, be creative, and also design this thing to go into battle. So I've got my initials in there. Let's say I want to add some spikes along the top here. I'm going to go ahead and do another tangent plane, tangent to this surface here. And then I'm just going to do an offset plane from that. So another plane, offset, kind of in the middle of that section there. Go ahead and make this plane invisible. Do a new sketch on here. And I'm just going to draw my shape for my spike. Something like that. Go ahead and use that revolve tool again. Revolve it around this axis here. And you can see we've got one spike. But what if we want more than one spike on there? Well, we can go ahead and use that circular pattern tool again. And we're going to do feature pattern as well. Select our spike and then select the axis for the spike. So now you can see we've got 4 spikes on there. If we want to change it, maybe we want to do, let's try 10, see what it looks like. Something like that. And go crazy with it. We could add some more spikes in between those ones. Do whatever we want. Make this thing look fierce. So once you're happy with it, you've added all the features you want. You have the attachment on the top. That's the most important part. That needs to stay standard, otherwise it won't work. Then go ahead and bring it into Bamboo Studio, just like we've done for the keychain, and 3D print it. For this one, you're going to want to make sure you use support. Depending on the shape of your top, you're either going to want to support it from the bottom here or support it like this. That'll just kind of depend. Play around with it in Bamboo Studio to get the shape you'd like on it.